Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Okobi, and with me is Dr. Martinez Lepke. We both primary care physicians, board certified, and we've been doing these interviews and helping people get into residency and mentoring the younger ones. Um, my platform is Global Research Initiative, and I get my colleagues who are very knowledgeable in talking about one aspect of life, of a physician's life in the US. Today, we're going to be talking about the most understood or the most misunderstood, depending on your perspective, pathways in medicine, an alternative pathway to practicing rather than going through pure residency, training, and the rest. Well, it has various names. I call it the Puerto Rico route to international for international medical graduate, but it's called something else, the Internado. A lot of people feel stuck after marching into residency or maybe train in their country and they don't know how to integrate in the US. So they come here, they're just stuck, they're lost, they don't know what to do. I need you to listen to this 10, 20 minutes conversation. It's going to help you a lot. I brought someone who has literally gone through that pathway and is successful and currently board certified in the US. We're going to be having this talk. This is not like hook. This is real stuff. So, Dr. Martinez, over to you. Tell me a little bit about this, and then you can redefine my terms if I'm not pronouncing them well. And we're going to ask some very, very major basic questions.
Yeah. So good morning, everybody. My name is Dr. Lepke Martinez Velez. I'm actually PGY3 with Dr. Okovi. We're board certified family physicians. Just got the news a week and a half ago, boss. So we're pretty happy with that. Actually, Dr. Okovi doesn't know, but I'm gonna be doing fellowship. So I'm gonna be intervention in spine medicine, pain
Yay!
management, and I'm gonna mix it up with a little bit of sports medicine later on.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
So
I'm
I
very
just
happy
want
for
to,
you.
you're one of the first ones to know it.
Oh.
Anyways, so yeah,
Hold on,
Dr.
Dr. Martinez. I'm very proud of you. This is
Oh, thank
personal
you.
to me. This
Thank you,
guy you
man.
see here is a brother from another mother. He's a
I
friend
know,
beyond
I
measure.
know,
I'm
I know.
very happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, man. Thank you
All
very
right.
much. So I know yesterday we were talking about it in the hospital when we were doing didactics about it a little bit. Okay, so I'm actually one of those examples of doing what we call the Puerto Rican internship. Okay, in Spanish we call it el internado criollo. We call it over there. So what is the Puerto Rican internship? Okay, so the Puerto Rican internship is actually 1 year. Okay, you literally are gonna be expectedly working for the government in a hospital. There are different type of hospitals in Puerto Rico that actually have this type of programs. Okay, how can you find this? You can go to Google. Just so you guys know, google.com and put Puerto Rico hospitals eligible for internships. Okay. These internships are going to be started in different time frames. Some of them start in January, some of them starts in July. Okay, it all depends the region and the hospital. Just so you guys know. Okay, so what is this Puerto Rican internships? Like I was saying, you actually do 1 year working, for example, for the government, and this internship is literally going to be like a pre-game getting ready for residency, because literally you're going to be rotating from all the different type of specialties in the hospital that they have. For
Right.
example, my case, I did it in Ponce. I did it in a hospital called Dr. Pila in Ponce. Ponce is the south side of Puerto Rico. So I had to move to the south side for a whole year, and I started doing all the type of rotations. My internship started in January. So I did it starting in January. Okay. So actually, I started doing OBG. After that, I started rotating in surgery, internal medicine, family medicine, nephrology, urology, and geriatrics. Okay, so
Let me
literally, you're gonna, yeah,
let me stop you and go back a little bit. To
yeah.
be eligible for this internado or for this
So
program, is there
yeah,
like a requirement, a minimum thing that you need to
mm,
have?
yes. So actually, they ask you for the Puerto Rican boards, which are three boards, like the steps, but it's made by the Puerto Rican Doctors License Association, or having the steps. Okay, from my opinion,
As a
if you have,
USMLE steps.
yes, sir, if you have the USMLE steps, for me, it gives you a little bit more of a push. To get into that program. Because remember, it's not the same you have in the USMLE steps I have in the boards of Puerto Rico.
Does the person
Because
need to be a green card holder, citizen, or
So usually they look for green card holders or U.S. citizens,
citizens, someone
especially
who's
now.
legal. Right,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
right.
Okay.
Go,
The,
keep going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's me.
No, 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 keep going.
Okay. So after you, and it's the same process. They're gonna see your CV or your resume, like we call it in Puerto Rico. They're gonna call you in. You're gonna have your normal, sit down with the program director. Okay, and they're gonna ask you a lot of questions. They're gonna see everything in you. Okay, and then they're gonna they're gonna sit down and see if you're eligible and they really want to take you. Just the same thing. Like if you were matching, they're gonna send you an email like you match for an internship in Puerto Rico starting just like that. Okay. After that, so you report to the hospital. The hospital is actually gonna let you know when are you gonna start, how much you're gonna be paid, because they pay you also, just so
Oh,
you
wow.
know.
So it's also paid.
Yes, they paid you. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. The same payment is not in the same. All hospitals do not have the same money amount they're gonna be paying you. Just so you
Right,
guys know. Okay.
right, right.
I do heard that the payment has increased. How much I do not know, but I've heard from some colleagues in Puerto Rico that some hospitals the payment has increased. Okay,
Right,
just so you guys know. Okay,
right.
so after you do that whole year, you finish your internado, you're eligible to pick up the Puerto Rican license.
Before we get
Okay.
there, let's say within the year. I know
Yeah.
that Puerto Rico is in the US, but majorly they speak Spanish. How
Yeah.
easy is it for people to work there? Is there a mandatory Spanish requirement? How easy is it to pick up Spanish? I know Spanish is very easy because I picked it up so well. I may not be able to speak, but I've picked it up. But what is there like a language requirement for these
So so
programs?
so let me be honest with you. To being honest, there's not a language barrier as long as you talk Spanish or English. I'm
Right,
gonna be honest. I had colleagues from the United States that were doing the internship with me
right,
that unfortunately they never passed the steps. So the next route was for them go to Puerto Rico,
right,
get in the internship, try to get at least their Puerto Rican license so they can start working as a general physician later on.
right.
So language barrier for me, I would say no. As long as you know English or Spanish, you'll be good. That's my
So
opinion.
when you say this rotation programs for people who probably may not have the same medical structure with what we have in the US,
Yeah.
come to work every day in the morning, 8 to 5 or 8 to night shift or whatever shift that you are assigned with, 3 months in this block, 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 and you're
Yeah,
done. Correct.
exactly,
Wow.
exactly. So it was literally my experience was literally the residency. We need to be at the hospital by 5:36 a.m. At 7. It was the sign out. Okay, sign out and also discussion of different cases. And after that, everybody goes to their own rotations and they got to do what they got to do for
Let's talk
X
about
amount
the
of time.
daily life of people during that time. So somebody who has never been to Puerto Rico, probably the person is from Mexico or from Canada or India or Africa, thinking about how
Mm-hmm.
do I start this process? Now, when I do, is there like a link or website where I have to go to,
Yes.
register?
So, like I said before, go into Google and look for hospitals with internships in Puerto Rico. It's gonna give you all the links, or the hospitals are gonna be in that those type of programs, and probably you're gonna see the links of the hospital as emails or phone numbers. Okay, so you can directly call them, okay, or email them, and they're gonna let you know actually when do they start and if they have positions available. And if so, you start contacting them and starting to send everything to there.
Awesome. Do you know like what time for how long it takes for this application period and the cost? Probably the cost is going to be online. So I expect everybody to look at the application itself.
Yeah. So actually, in my case, it was pretty quick because I literally contacted the hospital because a friend of mine who's a colleague of mine told me, hey, there's still two spaces in this hospital. Email them or call them to the hospital. Ask for the secretary of the program director. Talk to her. Actually, I did that. I talked to her and she just told me, send me all this information through the email and we'll let you know. So it was
Okay.
literally like 24, 48-hour thing, to be
Right.
honest.
Right. Okay. Now, when you get into the program, somebody who's transitioning from, again, any country, England, Egypt, Mexico, whatever, to Puerto Rico. What is the cost of living? Let's break it down in terms of housing, food. Like, how much do I need to have before, my pay salary kicks in, and I begin to function effectively, at least for the first 3 months?
So it's a good question because everybody's different. Every hospital pays different. In my case, I was fortunate to my hospital give me, they pay you my diet, so the food they give you breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right,
So for me, it was nice because I used to go early in the morning, get my breakfast, eat my lunch, and at dinner I used to take my food home. Okay,
right,
where I lived, I paid like 500. Like that was, I'm telling you, that was 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago. I paid like $500 for a studio in Ponce, but it
right.
had everything. It had water, it had cable
That's
included,
affordable.
and everything. Okay,
Right, right,
so my opinion, starting probably 1,500, you be okay. Now, remember, between 1,000 and 1,500, you'll be okay. So everything start kicking in. Now, remember, you need a car. You need to move unless you're going to pay Uber, which is
right.
different. That's more money. So it all depends on where you're going and which part of the island and what makes you feel more comfortable, you know. But as soon as they start paying you the money, you'll be fine. I've heard some programs they're big paying right now $2,000 a month
Wow,
right now. You know,
wow, wow. So
so
let's fast forward to at the end of the program because I want to keep this conversation as short and also very informative. So when
yes.
you're done with the program, let's say your last 1 month, 2 months, you start applying for your permanent license. How does the process go from there?
So before you finish the program, you got to make sure you have your 3 steps, or you already made your 3 tests from Puerto Rico. When you have all that, you're gonna send. If it's only the test from Puerto Rico, you're gonna send all your information to the License Examination Board in Puerto Rico. You're gonna pay X amount of money. I do not remember right now. I'm sorry, guys.
Right,
And after that, you're gonna put in all your papers, and it usually takes between 2 to 4 weeks to get all your license and everything. Just the Puerto Rican license, I'm talking. Because after that, you gotta submit for the DEA and all that stuff. Okay. Now, for us, it's different. When you do the steps, if you had them already in before going into the Internado, you can start doing everything almost halfway through before you finish.
right,
Because it takes a little bit of time. But
right.
if you haven't, you got to take the Puerto Rican test, make sure you have completed that, and then you start the process.
So what kind of license do they get at the end? Is it like a full practice license to practice in the US, in the 50 states of the US, or some states have limitations?
So when you finish, you're going to have your general physician practice license. Okay. Okay, this license is worthy in whole Puerto Rico, of course, and some states in the United States, not all of them. Okay. And if you would like to later on come to the States and start working, you have to do a transition to move that license over here. So it's another process. You got to pay some money and submit some papers so you can be transferred over here to certain states, not all of them, guys.
I know
And
Florida
so
is
you,
one of them.
so yeah, and the Florida, I think New York, I think Texas also. Those are the
Right,
ones I think I know.
right.
So you can start working, as a general physician doctors, for example, in urgent cares and stuff like that.
And you can work independently without supervision.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Wow. This is eye-opening, guys. If you're stuck at a stage and then sorry, one other question I want to ask, because some
Yeah.
people say, oh, when I get this license, they're not going to pay me well, they're going to pay me. So you're going to work fully independently paid as a normal, regular physician in the VAs, in
Of
whatever
course.
hospital that you can get a job.
Yes.
Wow.
I
Dr.
have it. Sorry to interrupt you, Dr. Oko. I'm going to give you an example. My cousin, she did that pathway. She's Puerto Rican. She never passed the steps, so she decided to do that pathway. My cousin, after that, had an interview with the Kentucky BA about 10 years ago. She moved to Kentucky and has been working for the BA for more than 10 years right now. And she's doing fine with all the benefits and everything.
Wow.
So just so you guys know, that's an example. Things you guys
Wow.
could be doing.
What other advantage does this pathway have? Could it open more doors to, eventually get into residency, doing other things, fellowship, and the rest?
Definitely. Look at my example. Before I came to the States and started doing residency with you, doctor, I had all that in my curriculum. And when a doctor sees that, hey, he did an internship in Puerto Rico, they know you had a great year of learning medicine. and getting you ready for residency. That's why for me, in my process, when I started doing residency with you, night shifts and stuff like that, for me, it was a little bit easier to dominate everything compared to some people that probably never done that.
In closing, I'm sure we've gone through almost all the details. Is there anything that I'm leaving, that I'm forgetting in this whole conversation? In closing, what would you advise an average mindset of someone who's struggling to get into residency, probably someone who trained in the US or outside the US, that there's this pathway called this? What's the mindset going into it? Go for it. Is it worth it?
To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with everybody who's hearing me right now because I'm a really example of it. Man, if you really love medicine and you want to really do something with medicine, this is a good pathway you can do it. I know you gotta start. You need to start looking for it and looking at information and contact here and contact that. But it's gonna really help you guys for a better future. Not only if you don't do residency as a specialist, but you're gonna still be a doctor, and you're
Right.
gonna be able to work and get your good money and help your family and do what you love, medicine.
Right.
Okay, it doesn't matter where you're from. If you can go to Puerto Rico and if you get accepted in any type of I think I don't multiple hospitals because there's multiple hospitals in Puerto Rico who have this type of program.
Right.
Go for it. Learn medicine. You're gonna love it. Remember, in Puerto Rico, there's a lot of good medicine that's to be learned and helped. And I think it's gonna open you guys doors for the future, just like it did to me.
Dr. Lecky Martinez, I really, really thank you for this session. For me, in closing, medicine is changing. The
Yes,
pathways
sir.
may not always look traditional, like getting into residency, but there are still some old ways to build impact, make purpose, right, stability, and also make meaningful career. If you found this conversation useful, share it with another IMG who's struggling to get into, or any US graduate or anybody. This conversation may encourage someone. Drop your thoughts in our comment, like our page, subscribe, follow us. We're sharing content that's going to change life. This is
Yeah.
like a project for us, me and Lepke. Like we're trying to change lives, people who are finding it difficult to get into residency. This
Yeah.
pathway
Yeah.
is the sure way to make you practice in the US. You've heard it all. Do your own personal research. We've just, gone over the surface, but we've shared major information. Do your own research and go for it. Stop overthinking, stop over
Yep.
analyzing, and go for it. Thank
Yeah.
you, Dr. Lecky Martinez.
Yeah.
I'll see you on next episodes and next session. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. One more thing. Actually, if any of you guys have more questions and anything like that, I'm more gladly, Dr. Okovi can let me know. We can do another section someday. I'll be more than glad to answer everybody's questions
Thank
and
you
help
so
you guys.
much. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Have a great day.